leadership. We also thank the Secretary General for the briefing, which was of significance. We are gathered today in the Easterly Republic of Lebanon and Syria. The occupying forces have continuously persisted to carry out heinous crimes, and this would not have been the case had the Council had been in a position to demand accountability, and had the Council been capable of shouldering its responsibility. This would put an end to the Israeli aggression. There are consequences for regional security and international security, and we reiterate our condemnation of the genocide perpetrated by Israel against the fraternal Palestinian people, and we condemn the fact that UNRWA has not been in a position to carry out life-saving operations in the Palestinian territory. And this, Israel has obstructed the operations of international organizations and UNRWA when it comes to the provision of life-saving assistance. The fact that Israelis' ongoing crimes are violations. These violate the sacred nature of the Al-Aqsa Mosque and diminish the central role of the Palestinian National Authority. This is undermining efforts to build peace, and we once again condemn the efforts of the Israeli occupying government, efforts geared against the buffer zone in the Golan Heights, efforts targeting Syrian soil. This constitutes a violation of the rules of international law, and this obstructs security, stability, and undermines territorial integrity of Syria. In this regard, my country urges the international community to condemn Israeli violations and to reaffirm respect for the sovereignty, territorial integrity of Syria, as well as the fact that Golan is occupied Syrian territory. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, in the light of the gravity of the situation, which has been the case since the outbreak of the crisis, my country has adopted significant measures through collective international action to condemn the Israeli aggression, vicious aggression, reaffirming the central nature of the Palestinian cause and demanding an end for the illegal Israeli occupation of Palestinian territory. My country has presided over the ministerial committee tasked with a joint Islamic summit held in Riyadh in November 2023, carrying out visits to certain countries with the aim of calling upon the international community to shoulder its responsibility to end the Israeli aggression and to protect civilians. Our joint efforts have resulted in peace-loving nations to recognizing the state of Palestine and the adoption of a General Assembly resolution which considers that Palestine is eligible, has a full-fledged eligibility to be a full member of the United Nations. We have also launched an international coalition to implement the two-state solution in partnership with the European Union and the Kingdom of Norway. We are eagerly awaiting the convening of an international high-level conference on the implementation of the two-state solution to be held in June and to be co-chaired by France and the Kingdom. And we called upon member states to participate at the highest level in this conference. Mr. President, we applaud the ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip and appreciate the efforts undertaken by the state of Qatar, Egypt, and the United States. We stress the need to comply with the agreement to end the Israeli aggression against Gaza, to withdraw the occupying Israeli forces from the Gaza Strip and the rest of the Palestinian and Arab territory, and for the return of displaced persons to be carried out, for people to return to their homes. There's a need to base ourselves on this agreement to resolve the conflict and to facilitate the return of the Palestinian people and to ensure that they can enjoy their rights, and first and foremost, the establishment of the independent state within 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. We call for an immediate delivery of assistance and the implementation of quick recovery projects in the light of the catastrophic humanitarian situation. This constitutes an obligation for Israel pursuant to the provisions of the Fourth Geneva Convention and the customary provisions of international law, which are reflected in the additional protocol to the Geneva Convention dating 1977. We emphasize the central and indispensable role of UNRWA when it comes to the delivery of humanitarian assistance and life-saving assistance to the people of the Gaza Strip and the Palestinian people throughout the war. We extend our gratitude for the sacrifices that UNRWA has made, and we stress the centrality of its role in the stabilization and delivery of services, including the establishment of a Palestinian state. We also condemn in the strongest terms the attack by Israeli occupying forces against the city of Jenin in the occupied West Bank. Our kingdom recalls our call for the international community to shoulder its responsibility to end violations by Israel of relevant international laws and treaties, which have resulted in ongoing chaos in the occupied lands and threatens security of innocent, safety of innocent civilians, and compromises peace. To conclude, we hope that this agreement will definitively end Israel's brutal war, which has killed approximately 47,000 martyrs,